There is a gambling epidemic. And I'm talking about, like, bro, this is real big. And y'all probably know about this already, but we getting into it. So it's a big problem. What's new? Oh, I know. Trust me, it's been bad for a while. But right now, it's getting a whole lot worse. And so, yeah, you got XQC, Aiden, Drake, Nadeshot, Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan, Kevin Hart. Oh, man. You got all them boys. All right, let's get it.
Gambling has changed. It used to be you'd lose your money on slots in Vegas, but today, not only can you do that, you can also bet on your favorite sports team.
That's right.
Winning coin toss on this individual pitch or on all three in a parlay. You can do it from your phone, your tablet, your Apple Watch. You don't just have to gamble.
Gambling is more accessible now than it's ever been.
Gamble on esports, on video game items, on slots with those items. You can do it in Roblox or on regular stocks, on meme stocks. Gamble with calls, gamble on earning
Everything
calls.
is a gamble.
On calls with earning calls. You can gamble on political events, world events. You can bet if Zelensky's going to wear a suit before July, if Jerome Powell's going to say inflation is 50 or 60 times in September. And you don't just have to gamble on that. You can gamble on crypto coins, Trump coin, Dogecoin, Fartcoin. You can gamble on the champion of Fartcoin coin, and you can gamble on any of the posts the champion of Fartcoin has ever made on whether they will become popular or not. And if none of that's your cup of tea, you can also just gamble directly within your banking app on a game of roulette.
Wait, there's a banking app that lets you gamble inside of it? That's like having a hospital sell crack.
Like a gentleman.
What?
Don't even get me started on the ads. If you turn on sports, esports, podcasts.
Oh my God.
Not even my favorite political show is safe.
Shout out to Prize Picks, the best app to fire on sports in the game.
Yep.
You will be bombarded with gambling ads by every famous person you've ever heard of.
Oh yeah.
DraftKings Sports.
And they pay so much money. They pay tons of money. Gambling sponsors pay so much money.
DraftKings Sportsbook.
Uh-oh. How did we get here? And is it a good thing that we're turning every spare moment of our lives into a game of chance? I'm betting no.
Yeah, it's just going to get worse, I think, too. It's going to get even more common. Damn, what the fuck? Oh, damn. The gambification of America? I feel like I hear it's even worse in Europe. Is that true?
There are three things responsible for gambling becoming more mainstream, but the first and biggest trend
is a good intro.
Is simply the mainstream becoming more like gambling. See, Silicon Valley learned a decade ago that gambling mechanics are incredibly good for user retention,
games.
so they put them everywhere.
Every video
Let's say
game.
you're shopping online. Well, now you can spin a wheel to unlock prizes.
Really?
Or if you're playing video games, you can open a loot box, get some randomized items. You can even use those items as virtual currency in a casino we've made a 3-part series about. Or maybe you don't have a problem with loot boxes for adults, but we've also put them in kids' video games because...
See, this is the sick shit. Like, I don't really care, like, if adults want to gamble, that's fine. I'm not really much of a gambler, but, you know, it's whatever. But whenever you're putting this stuff in for kids, like, I mean, you're spawn camping at this point, right? Oh, my God.
You know, got to start them young. Roblox is the largest game for minors, and they are stuffed with randomized loot boxes. But even if that's fine for you, what about the third-party websites, which against TOS allow full gambling based on a kid's game? And yes, there are actual kids gambling on these apps.
Of course there are.
I just won a bit of profit there. I had 200 Robux. No, I had 200 Robux in profit, 100 Robux in profit, but I lost them. But I had 50 Robux and I lost it, and I thought I got 50 Robux again. So on this, mine, on a Robux World, what I'm gonna do is buy.
Bro, he's like 11. He's 11 and he's getting farmed out for this shit, man. Oh my God.
40 crates.
He's sitting there on his tablet losing his mom's money.
Like 44 crates.
Has your opinion on gambling softened over the last year? Yeah, at this point, I feel like it's just such a... It's such a ubiquitous thing inside of the culture that so many people take part in it that I just don't really give a shit about it anymore. I've realized that I have effectively lost this fight, and gambling is just popular. Like, that's it. People like gambling. I don't gamble, but a lot of people do. The people love it. They do.
That looks good.
And every single one is the same, too. Oh!
Let's go. We're in profit. Let's go.
Damn.
Absolutely disgusting.
Damn, bro. Like,
You
just made some money.
Look, I spoke to an insider who worked on this website, Roblox Wild, before it got shut down. He shared data which claimed they made $5,000 a day, or roughly $2 million a year. Thankfully, this website got shut down, but third-party gambling sites still persist because...
Yeah, they're going to just keep making more of them. I mean, like, there's a lot of people that want to make $2 million a year, so there's a lot of incentive to do this.
Copying casinos makes a ton of money.
Yeah.
And that's why we've been putting it into everything.
That's right.
Including our politics.
Oh, yeah.
Prediction markets are the answer to the question of what if we could YOLO on election results and world events?
Everything.
The biggest websites are Polymarket and Kalshi, which have exploded in popularity during the American election cycle.
This shit went crazy, bro. The guy that ran Polymarket ended up having like his whole house raided and shit because of the predictions and everything. It was nuts.
But it isn't just major events that attract bettors.
Everything.
I was recently asked to investigate whether this was a suit that Zelensky was wearing.
Is a suit?
Why? Well, the prediction market had bet $200 million in betting volume.
$200 million? Oh my God. Kalshi is now approved by the SEC and legal in all 50 states, including ones where online gambling is banned. LOL, I'm up $700 on Polymarket. Yeah, everybody does this now.
On this bet. And some of them were really mad that they decided, no, this is not a suit,
that's
I
a
guess.
suit, man.
Whether you think it is or not,
that's
the volume
bullshit.
Of betting here is insane. And one reason for that is because these companies are exploiting loopholes that allow betting even in states where normal gambling is illegal.
Right.
Because these companies say they're not a casino, so they don't fall under the same rules.
Market.
Which is why instead of having to be 21, you can now gamble at 18 on prediction markets. And while there have been legal challenges to this, both of the major companies, Kalshi and Polymarket, have recently brought on the president's son as an advisor.
Based.
Making it hard to see how they're going to be meaningfully regulated. Meanwhile, all the major betting apps are busy launching their own prediction market copycats to get around the same weak rules that we still have regarding betting. And don't even get me started on the other loopholes that are out there. Have you ever heard of the TikTok of sports wagering?
This is Cheddar. We're building the TikTok of sports wagering.
Wait, so you just get to swipe and spend your money on gambling?
Legal
oh my
in 20
God.
more states than DraftKings. Accessible for 18 to 21
even kids.
21-year-olds. Live, in-game, micro betting. Swipe to predict every moment of every play.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Wow.
If you missed it, Cheddar is a new startup trying
That's
to combine
micro betting,
TikTok, and Tinder features into one app. And one of the things they brag about is they're allowing 18 to 21-year-olds as a competitive edge. Guys, can you
imagine like how much money the first betting app is going to make that allows children to use it? Like whenever you can find a way to legally advertise to 14-year-olds to start gambling, I mean, I think that might be the first trillionaire. It might be.
The untapped market of teenagers for gambling? Now, to be fair, Cheddar has not launched yet, but this is obviously the future we're heading towards, turning everything into a maximally addictive gambling product.
It's sports wagering with the pace of a slot machine.
Yeah. Isn't that the most dystopian thing you've ever heard? We're trying to turn sports betting into slot machines. I mean, the funny thing is this whole product is built around yet another loophole called a sweepstakes casino, and that's how they get around the 21-year-old age requirement. Here's how it basically works. Sweepstakes casinos claim that you don't actually need to purchase anything to play, so it's kind of not gambling. In fact, you can get free coins to access their games, but they also have
yeah, of course. But then there's
second currency which you can buy. Well, not buy. You get it for free when you buy the worthless coins. For example, their website says if you buy 100 cheddar coins, you get 5 bonus cheddar cash. And that's usually what you can gamble with and redeem for real money.
Wow.
This is actually how Stake US works. If you didn't know, Stake International is one of the world's largest casinos, but they aren't allowed here in the United States. So they have an American arm, which is a sweepstakes casino, which has gold coins and stake cash. One Redditor explains
how does stake cash work. 1 stake cash is 1 USD.
loophole really works. Quote, one state cash is one USD. They only use gold coins because they need to say that you aren't gambling with real money to stay open in the US. Except, of course, you are actually gambling with real money. They just have a virtual currency workaround.
That's what I found to be so crazy about it, is that you have such an easy outplay for this, right? It's like you're just using virtual currency, but the virtual currency has the same value as actual currency, and you're buying the virtual currency with real money. I mean, for all intents and purposes, you are gambling with real money, but because regulators, and I think that they just in general, they don't really give a fuck about this, so it's just getting worse and even more insane every year.
On which basically everyone has figured out.
Does it work? Yeah.
Some casinos are just kind of more honest about it than others.
Sure.
Cheddar's basically saying the quiet part out loud.
That's
They're
right.
going after 18 to 21-year-olds with TikTok, Tinder, sports betting at the pace of slots. And by the way, people are betting on their success. They're actually in a cohort of startups invested in by a Silicon Valley investment firm called A16Z. But if you think that's a bad idea,
that's Andreessen.
Yeah. Now let's talk about banks and gambling. I recently made a video on Yada, which was a fintech, which is a complicated story. We've done a ton of work on here and here. But basically, the original pitch was a no-lose.
That's the biggest venture capitalist firm, like, in the United States, by the way. It's bigger than Sequoia. Like, there is insane money inside of gambling because people are really dumb and they don't know math. That's the problem. Yada is? No. The A16Z is it's an offshoot fund from Mark Andreessen's company, Andreessen, which is one of the biggest venture capitalist firms in the world.
Lottery, which gamified savings. Lots of YouTubers work with them, and they acted like a bank, at least at first, until they switched their new business model to be about allowing you to gamble inside the app and lose money.
Damn, you get to gamble inside of your bank app. This is like, dude, gambling inside of your bank app, like, this is... As a degenerate, I really have to respect this. I do. I really respect... This is impressive. Like, this is some next level, bro. This is some degenerate, nasty ass shit, bro.
Essentially becoming a casino within what is essentially a bank account.
That's right.
And I should actually note that Yada recently shut down the banking side and have fully focused on the sweepstakes casino part.
You got to go where the money's at, all right, guys?
I guess it's a more profitable business, but it's a sign of the times that everyone is moving their app more towards gambling, and finance is going the same way. On August 19, 2025, the investing app Robinhood announced they are bringing sports betting prediction markets to their app.
This is it, bro. Like, this is it. This is all it's going to be. I think this is the long-term culling of morons. Because people will gamble away all of their money on this bullshit. And it's happened to so many people.
Announcement, the vice president of Robinhood claimed sports betting was a, quote, no-brainer, as we aim to make Robinhood a one-stop shop for all your investing and trading needs. AKA, we noticed people were leaving to other apps. We don't like that. We'd like you to never leave our app. And ironically, the very next day, FanDuel, a sports betting app, announced they were bringing stock market betting to their customers.
Stock market betting, I feel like that's kind of the same thing, right? Isn't that like wet water? Like, I feel like, stock markets, people bet on stock markets all the time.
We'll ask you,
isn't that just investing?
Gamification of markets. Why this move? Why FanDuel? Why now?
For us to have a partner like FanDuel and be able to have 14 million accounts on day one, I'm not becoming a casino, contrary to popular opinion. I didn't buy a casino. These are markets that will be offered to the general public, and we think is massively exciting of what it could do.
And you couldn't have a more perfect image of how finance is embracing the casinos and vice versa. Actually, correction, you can have a more perfect image, because after I wrote this, the New York Stock Exchange's owner invested $2 billion into Polymarket. So,
fucking massive. This is it, guys.
Actually, this is the perfect image of where we are. And a result is a lot of young people now see the stock market as kind of more like a betting market. The most popular group.
Because they're retarded. That's the reason. So the reason why people do this is why sports betting and this type of gambling is so popular, is because it taps into the core American dream. To become rich because you are smarter than everybody else and think that you deserve it. That's the reason why this stuff is so popular. Is because it makes people think that, because so many people and nowadays social media has made everybody narcissistic. It's made everybody think that they're the smartest person ever about everything. So now they're investing their lucky. Yeah, but you know who thinks that they're lucky? Narcissistic people that are completely self-absorbed. Those are the people that really get into gambling, because they're the ones that think, I go to a gas station and the gas station has slot machines in it, okay? It's probably illegal, but I don't give a shit. And I think it's fun to watch people lose their money whenever I'm there. So I'm certainly not going to complain. And I've been seeing them say, because I hear them talking to each other at the machines, and they're saying like, well, you see, you got to play this one. And so if you got to use $1, you got to do a bet where, you can't win if you just do $1, brother. I tell you got to do a $3 and I tell you, you do a $5 and you might really get something out of this machine. And they're sitting around telling them shit that, like, there's a strategy for hitting the button that says spin. Like, they're actually convincing themselves this. Because, and I look at them, and whenever you look at some people, you just know they're retarded, right? Like, you ever try to look at a bird? You ever try to look at a chicken, like looking at a chicken's eyes? There ain't nothing there. This is just a walking nugget. This is a walking nugget waiting to happen. It's a dumb motherfucking bird, bro. Like, it's the dumbest motherfucking piece of shit you ever met. And you see these people, and it's the same thing. They like chickens, bro. They like chickens with the head cut off, running around, spending up all their money, trying to come up with strategies to beat the slot machine. And they always lose. I think it's because of social media and narcissism that's been created by the modern society that betting is so popular. And also a lack of education of mathematics and statistics.
Reddit is personal finance with about 21 million followers. In second place, Wall Street Bets, where gambling on the stock market is embraced and celebrated.
I knew somebody that made like $2 or $3 million on that GameStop shit a couple of years ago.
Most during the meme stock craze of 2020,
it was a girl,
which shifted
too.
How some people thought about investing. Instead of being driven by earnings, prices,
usually they don't know how to do math.
People gambled on memes, attention, and vibes. People are chasing bigger returns and taking on bigger risks to do so. One measure of this is the amount of debt people are taking out to invest. Margin debt is at an all-time high of $1 trillion, which even on an inflation-adjusted basis is near all-time highs and up 5x over the last few decades. Not only that, the rapid growth of zero-day options by retail traders is also a telltale sign. It's grown 5x in volume over 5 years, showing that
as nobody wants to do any work, they just want to invest in the right thing and get money. Everybody's fat, lazy, and stupid.
People are trying to gamble more. Zero-day options are the stock trader equivalent of red or black at the casino.
That's right.
Fast action, massive wins or losses on a single day. But if the stock market is America's casino, then meme coins are basically the back alley bookie who will break your legs.
That's like that. Yeah, bro. Like, that's like throwing dice on the side of the 7-Eleven, bro.
Bigger price swings, faster action. Meme coins are even more degenerate than meme stocks and pump and dump usually within a single day. Among the people who trade these, Pump.fun is the leading destination as the one-click launchpad. Anyone can make a meme coin in seconds, and there is no value in it other than the expectation that someone might be more foolish than you and buy at a higher price than you did. And of course, Pump.fun is happy to take a cut and make most of the money.
That's where they get the money, is the transaction fees. That's how they really cook.
Will lose, but now you can also get a cut if you're a content creator who pushes one of these coins. We've seen,
guys, I just had a great idea.
The same thing from launchpads like Meteora. They allow creators to have a split of some of the trading fees, and it kind of democratizes the grip.
Yes.
Now, anyone can farm their followers and fans for money. You don't have to be particularly sophisticated, and that's actually how Trump made millions of dollars in fees with Trump meme coin without ever selling. He just farmed the fees. And to be
that's right. Yeah, you never have to do anything. You just get the fee money, and that's it.
Clear, this money doesn't magically appear. It's being siphoned away from regular people who mostly lose. It creates a sad ecosystem where most creators are racing to the bottom for attention to get their audiences to pump their worthless coins, leading to a predictable spiral where most are scamming, rage baiting, or otherwise trying to shock each other into becoming the biggest grift of the day.
That's right. What the fuck? And they just have an Ethereum link? Oh my god. There it is, gentlemen. This is how to become a millionaire nowadays. Oh, great. Get grandma in there. Yeah.
Thanks for the 20 bandos.
It's ripping.
What?
Guys, this is... Oh my god.
If you've ever heard of a zero-sum game where someone has to win for the other one to lose, meme coins are negative sum because of all the trading fees. Most people, by definition, will lose.
Yeah.
The real winner, of course, is Pump.Fun and people pushing it.
Right.
According to one analysis, they've generated revenues of over $800 million.
See, this is the thing is like, if you go back, and I want y'all to know that I was in this at the very beginning, okay? Because I could see this was where things were going. So if you look at my 24/7 channel, right? You see this one right here. I have my YouTube link called Virtual Exchange. My plan, even then, was to start one of these websites for trading and also gambling. And this was in 2012. Because I thought to myself, I said, people, yeah, exactly. That I was planning on, and the only reason I did the YouTube channel was to actually boost the website. But then I was like, well, fuck this. I'm making enough money with the YouTube channel. I'm just going to do this. So it's good that I didn't do this because like everybody says like, oh, well, you know, do you feel bad because you would have made a lot of money? I would not have made a lot of money. I would be in jail. Straight up, I would literally, because I know me, I would have been in jail. Like I'd already be in jail. This would have happened probably 5 years ago. And so every time as people think it's live, yeah, sure. And so, no, I used to go and I was in on this because I realized that people were retarded really early on. Like I did, especially because I used to do GDKPs and I would do the math wrong and nobody would ever figure it out. And I was like, damn, they're stupid, huh? There's this many people that are stupid, don't know what numbers are. Well, fuck, man, I know what to do. Let's just get their money. That was it. Trump would have pardoned you? Maybe you're right. Yeah, like that guy from Binance, that Asian guy from Binance got out.
Themselves, while almost none of the traders have made significant profits. According to one analysis, 0.4% of all traders will ever make over $10,000.
0.4%. Well, that's you because you're special.
So,
who's special?
No one. And look, the reason we're going through all of this is to explain
easy.
the many ways that gambling is no longer just about slots, cards, brick and mortar casinos. We've injected it into every conceivable aspect of our lives. And that has two effects. One,
it's also had a negative effect on Las Vegas even. Take a look at this. Look at that. It's even causing different types of Las Vegas casinos to lose money because of how accessible sports gambling is and how accessible online gambling is. Why go to Las Vegas whenever you can go to the gas station? Why fuck up your life? Why take a plane to fuck up your life if you can fuck up your life from your own house?
Inescapable. You cannot avoid gambling by avoiding Vegas anymore. It's literally everywhere. And then two, it's also harder to understand and study because most researchers are studying like casinos, sports betting, but so much of gambling is not that anymore. So as we get to the numbers of this stuff, remember, everything's going to be an undercount. But it is still important to talk about those casinos, and that's where...
Who here has never gambled on anything ever? Never played a slot machine, never bought a lottery ticket, never done anything. Me? I have never done it in my life. Not even once.
we're going to shift now. Starting with the biggest trend that has happened for these casinos, and number two on our reason, which is sports gambling becoming legalized. Rewind the clock for a second back to 2018. The Supreme Court overturned a federal ban. At the time, basically, you could only sports bet in Nevada. But after this, you can see in a few years, we've completely flipped on the issue. Most states now allow sports betting. And along with that...
What, you can't do it in Texas? Damn, I didn't know that.
Advertising budgets for these companies is absolutely enormous. DraftKings, FanDuel, Underdog, Prize Picks.
These people are spending, like, the thing is that the amount of money that you get for a Gamba sponsor is, like, way, way, way more.
Hundreds of millions of dollars getting celebrities
and
gambling
right now
to push their product every year. And man,
you're gonna win.
Has it worked? As I'm writing this, the #1 sports app on the App Store is not sports. It's not ESPN. ESPN and the NFL are second and third.
It's gonna be DraftKings.
#1 sports app is actually DraftKings. And in
that's the way it is.
The top 10, half of those apps are sports betting, which is
I
insane.
just knew it.
There are two reasons for this. Obviously, one,
I should have gambled on that.
Millions in advertising, but the second is what are called inducements, which is when these apps will incentivize players to download them and place a bet. Sometimes literally offering what seems like free
bets.
money.
It's got an NFL offer.
Don't play with me.
We just turned $5 into $150 in bonus bets.
Whoa, what do you mean I could take $5 and make it $150? Wait, you telling me I just have to give a $5? Oh my God, where do I sign up? Where's my money? Honey, where's my card? I've got to make us $1 million.
New customers bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets if you win.
New customers get risk-free bets up to $2,000.
Now look, the reason casinos do this is kind of obvious. If they can make you place one bet, you're more likely to place the second, third, and 100th. But even setting aside the fine print of these weird offers, does it not strike anyone else as weird that we're allowing gambling companies to give away free stuff? Imagine the cigarette industry.
Well, I mean, this is what drug dealers did. Of course you're going to do that.
Told you, buy your first pack, get 50 free packs free to get you started. Imagine
I bet they probably did do that. As a matter of fact, I bet they probably did do things like that.
Said shotgun one, they'll send you a case for fun. It's insane. And yet, that's exactly what these sports betting apps are doing. It's the lifeblood of how they get new players. And once you're in, these apps will also cater to their biggest players, biggest losers, called VIPs. They will send them gifts as they spend their life savings. And there have been multiple lawsuits actually about
Well, I mean, look at this one again. VIPs. One woman's fight against VIP schemes fueling the U.S. sports betting boom. You're the biggest loser. So basically, being a VIP in a casino is like being the dumbest guy in the room. I love that.
Suits actually about this. And to make it worse, if you do the opposite and you actually win too much on these apps, they will try to limit your betting, as one investigation found.
If you show any real ability to effectively handicap a game and beat the sportsbook, they will limit your bets and essentially kick you out of the sportsbook.
Max win limit reached.
Not let you win. Can you talk to me a little bit about how sportsbooks treat you once you start winning?
They don't want to accept your bets.
Yeah, it turns out the casinos actually hate the exact player that's featured in all of their advertisements. The guy who actually wins too much money, which is
I mean, because it's gonna at that point then they're gonna have to pay it out. Yeah, of course.
So crooked when you think about it that if you're one of the few people who achieves what they're promoting, they actually don't want you.
Yeah,
now,
of course.
as I was writing this story, another massive scandal actually broke in the sports betting world, which is even more corrupt than not allowing winners.
Wow.
But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today.
No, that Terry Rozier, like, I watched those clips. Like, honestly, all they need to do is play that footage at the courthouse, and he's going to jail for, like, 20 years. Like, he's going like this. Oh, bro. Oh, jeez. Oh, oops. Oh, jeez. Ah, whoa. I missed it again. Damn.
Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years.
That's right. The FBI just exposed a massive sports rigging scheme that was using these apps to win money on rigged basketball games.
Right.
One example of this was March 23rd, 2023, when an NBA player, Terry Rozier, told a friend ahead of time that he was going to go out early on a foot injury. And so that night, $200,000 in bets were placed on his underperformance because no one else knew that he was injured. And a few minutes after Terry kind of limping around, he left the game and the bets paid off. A few days later, Terry Rozier and his friend allegedly counted the money at his house from the fraudulent wagering scheme.
What a retard! They don't even try to hide it.
And this was one of several rigged games the FBI alleged, but the media was quick to point out this isn't even the first time someone was caught doing something like this.
Yeah, of course.
Jonte Porter, who played for the Toronto Raptors, has already pled guilty. He's already pled guilty. He's awaiting sentencing for doing just what Rozier and Jones are accused of. So this train has already left the station, Laura. And I have to tell you, when Jeff Teague, an NBA player, says, oh, there's betting everywhere, it is everywhere. I've done ads for DraftKings. LeBron James has done ads for DraftKings. In fact,
this is just the way it is now. This is just the way it is. Like gambling, like I tried for so long, bro. I really did. I tried for so long to try to keep gambling. Like I was like, this is not a good idea. And what I learned is that people just do not understand statistics. They don't. I've been blackpilled. I am totally blackpilled on gambling now. I think that if you want to gamble, go ahead and do it. Is this the same as insider trading? Yeah, it is.
ESPN, when they were reporting this story this morning, they're having programming, people talking just like you and me, talking about this scandal on the press conference the FBI was...
This is the best part, bro. They took the ESPN bet thing off the screen whenever they were talking about the betting scandal. Watch this. I don't know if they're going to show it.
Giving, and underneath them on the ticker was an ad for ESPN Bet, which is ESPN's own sports book.
The irony of all of this is that the same people who condemn illegal betting going on are simultaneously pushing the sports books which create the opportunity. And at some point, the producers on ESPN actually noticed it. And see if you can spot the moment they try to fix the sports book ad in the corner.
Watch this.
You hear a lot about legal sports gambling on this show. The Bussin' Boys, obviously sports gambling is a huge part of what you do, so we put those all out there as a preamble because it might be in the back of people's minds.
Maybe this is a dumb question. Do you consider the games like Texas Hold'em gambling? If you're putting money on something and you can get money out of it, it's gambling. It's pretty simple. I mean, like, what are we talking about? I think that there's definitely a spectrum of gambling. Like slots is just like a crapshoot, basically, right? You've got that, but then you also have other types of gambling, like are investments a gamble? For a lot of people, they are. A lot of people just put their money, like look at, for example, look at GameStop. Look at how people treated GameStop. That was a fucking gamble for them. You think they knew what they were doing? Fuck no. Like, nah, absolutely not. I'll be right back. Give me a sec. Let's do a prediction if I'm going to come back. Yeah, sure. No, people love doing this shit. They do.
And we acknowledge that this is a different time and place. However, there is a fine line, not so fine. There is a
watch them take it out
line that obviously has to be drawn.
Well, that's a little awkward. You're actually supposed to remove the ad for sports betting before talking about sports rigging.
Yeah.
And honestly, we've only hit the tip of the iceberg here because we've since learned these professional leagues are useless at catching this stuff. Turns out the NBA already investigated Terry Rozier before the FBI indictment for that exact game.
I wonder why.
And they cleared him because the NBA commissioner said there was insufficient evidence.
Yeah, they weren't sure about it, right? Are gotchas gambling? In my opinion, I think gotchas are not gambling. The reason why I think that they're not gambling is because gotchas don't allow you to chase losses. So the type of gambling that I think, they are gambling in a way, but they're not the corrosive bad type of gambling. The corrosive bad type of gambling is the gambling that allows you to chase losses. That's how people ruin their lives. That's how people lose all their money. In gotcha games, whenever you spend $100, there is no universe where you will get $100 back. So every dollar spent, you spend with the understanding that you will never make that money back. That's very different than people that gamble on sports or gamble on anything else, because those people don't know whether they can make their money back. The ability to chase losses is what ruins most people's lives. And I'm not saying gotchas are great. But I think that there's a profound difference between the two things.
Concluded that there was insufficient evidence despite that aberrational behavior to move forward.
Right. So even with aberrational activity, they had the right game, the right guy, and the NBA couldn't find enough evidence.
Yeah.
I mean, the more money that goes into sports betting, the more this will be a problem.
Well, it's not in the NBA's best interest to do it. They don't want it's no, you have to think about it, right? Is it in the NBA's best interest to find that one of their players is cheating? No, because they're invested into these things themselves. They don't want to have this happen. They don't want to have any involvement in this. So they're going to do the minimum required effort, and then they're going to stop.
These are clearly not equipped to handle it. But people just look the other way because the money's too good. And I want to now address the size of these betting markets because
this is
they're
insane.
Absolutely enormous in ways most
Billions
people
of dollars
don't understand. And to get our heads around it, we're going to look at some survey numbers. One study estimates that 22% of all Americans and almost half of men my age have an online sports betting account.
Half of men have a sports betting account?
Another estimates that 1/2 of men my age have an online sports betting account. Another estimates that 1 in 4 people have placed a bet on sports and 1 in 5 have placed a bet in the last year. Like with all surveys, there's margins of error here, but the data mostly agrees. Sports betting is very widespread and extremely popular among young men.
Dude, I got into the wrong thing. I knew it, bro. Like, me and Alec, we could be billionaires in jail right now. To pick streaming, man. Bro, we had this locked in. And the worst thing about it is the guy that was mentoring us, that I learned a lot of this stuff for like setting up a website and how to make money and everything. You know where he is? He's in jail. He's in jail too. So yeah, Paul was. I think he's out now. Like, he was only in for like 2-3 years. But is he a billionaire? Yeah, he said he's making 7 figures a month, man. He making 7 figures a month pulling some bullshit. Yes.
And for the ones who get addicted, it's financially devastating. One recent study looked at Americans' finances before and after sports betting was legalized by their state. They found that bankruptcy rates rise approximately 10%.
10%. Damn. I should start investing in funeral homes.
Legalization. Another paper looked at financial stability, noting that for households that do bet, they spend on average about $720 a year sports betting. And the study found that for every dollar someone deposits for betting, there's a reduction in net investments of.
Can you imagine, like, I go on a crusade to promote gambling as much as possible to fucking. I can't even say it. I'll probably get in trouble.
Under $1.
I can't even say it.
As people gamble more, they invest less, which means their financial future is worse. Makes sense. But this is especially true of problem gamblers or gambling addicts. To be clear, this is not something that affects all gamblers. Roughly 1% of the world population suffers from this. It's more common among people who bet regularly and bet online.
Yes.
2 of the things that sports gambling encourages. Problem gambling completely obliterates people's finances and affects more than just the gambler, because as they beg, borrow, or steal to continue their addiction, they affect everyone around them. And I do mean steal. Roughly half of gambling addicts.
So, because prediction markets are relatively unregulated, could I just start bets and start gambas inside of prediction markets that I can control the outcome for and then just steal everybody's money and then get away with it right now? Yeah. It's a good idea. That can't be legal? I'll have my friend do it. Yeah, I'll have my boy do it. That's how rigging works. Yeah, I'll just have my friend do it. It's all right. Yeah. It'll be Asmon Silver that's going to do it. Zach Rohr that's going to do it.
will commit a crime, and most everyone around them. And I do mean steal. Roughly half of gambling addicts will commit a crime, and most of those crimes are to continue gambling, often leading to a spiral where the addict doesn't see a way out.
That's
which
right.
is why problem gambling
themselves.
has one of the highest suicide rates of
That's right.
any substance addictions. Full stop.
It's because they run out of money.
I don't get it. You know none of this matters, right?
Yeah, I love this. Yeah.
Yeah. You've tried this before with Rubek.
I really need to start. I need to start going on these prediction markets, man. I really do. I think I'm gonna get. They would ban me. I gotta do this a lot.
CS2, and it did nothing.
Yep.
No, literally, I mean nothing. Absolute silence. All the moralizing, the anti-gambling. You're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, no way you're just gonna fade to black.
Let me
Wow. Wow.
tell you a story. A year ago, I was offered $20,000 to do a video by
That's it? Oh, what an asshole. Fuck this guy. 20 grand?
No. Now, I said no and made a whole series about it.
Yeah.
But what I didn't tell you is that later I was offered $1 million.
Okay, that's a little bit better. All right. Okay, now we're talking. Now that starts the conversation.
For my legal fees in an ongoing case. Now, this was offered by a person who said they wanted to remain anonymous, no strings attached, very nice person. They said they wanted to just help out. Sounds great. But then I found out the money was coming from a sports betting company. They were one of the top people, and that's obviously a dilemma for me. I am publicly against gambling, and here this person's kind of privately telling me, well, gambling can pretty much solve all my problems. Pay my legal.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, you get the money from the gambling, and then you yeah, that's smart.
Legal fees, they're telling me, oh, their company's regulated, it's fine, it's above board. Ultimately, I had to say no. Thank you for the offer, but, in my head, there's no such thing as $1 million, no strings attached. And
my motherfucking boy. Look at that shit. You see what I'm talking about? Like, see, anybody that knows this shit, like, you really, the thing is, people say things because they want to believe them, bro. They want to believe them, but they're not true. Everybody wants to do that. See, I told you guys, this is just the way it is.
And, obviously, I also can't take $1 million from a sports betting company and then go make a video criticizing sports betting.
Yeah.
But it gave me pause and kind of gave me an aha moment that I was missing before, where I started to understand exactly how screwed we are. And this goes...
Nah, I mean, like, I've been offered, like, over fucking $10 million to gamble and have different partnerships and contracts, shit like that. Absolutely. Like, because... And the thing is that even me reacting to clips of gambling probably generates them hundreds of thousands of dollars, because people will see that. Like, I'll react to, like, Train winning, like, remember whenever he won, like, $24 million? And, now he's only down $70 million. But, like, that's, but people won't see that, and they'll just keep on putting in money. And that's insane. Holy fuck, 10 million. Well, it was more than that, right? It was an 8-figure offer. That means it was over $10 million. I'm not going to say how much over, but it was over $10 million. And so I just didn't take it. I don't like gambling. Yeah, I don't like gambling. Like, that's the reason, really. I mean, like, if I had liked gambling, I would have probably done it. But I just don't really like doing it. Like, that's it. And like, maybe I would do prediction market or something like that, because I think it's kind of funny. But other than that, I mean, I just don't really... It's not really my thing. Austria's debating on taxing assets. Well, I don't know about that. That's some other shit. And what's your net worth? I mean, it was more than what my entire net worth even is now. That's how much I got offered to do it. I won't say how much. I won't say from who. But it was a crazy, crazy offer. And it was multiple years ago. It was like 2000 and good morals. No, it's okay. I mean, I would perform human sacrifices. I eat people. I just didn't want to do it. That's all. Yeah, I just didn't want to do it. Yeah, I just don't think it's not that fun.
Into our third reason, gambling is winning. The casual way these casinos can throw...
What was this here? Aiden Ross leaks mind-blowing figures behind Twitch gamble. Oh, yeah! They were giving him a lot.
Casinos can throw...
Train claims he made $360 million gambling from gambling streams. Yeah, he made a lot too. Yeah, for sure. These are my boys.
Around life-changing money for any normal person is why the data will never fix this. Life-changing money for any normal...
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, even Kick, like, I mean, Kick wasn't even for Gamba. It wasn't even for Gamba or anything like that. It was just to stream on Kick. That's it.
That's
how big it was.
Will never fix this. It's why having enough sad facts about addicts or interviewing people whose lives were ruined will not change things. Believe me, I've done it, and it's never moved the needle.
It won't work.
To be honest, it's not even debatable that gambling is kind
You know what's funny? Is that, have you ever considered the fact that these videos might get even more people to gamble? Because people will see morons lose and think to themselves, you know what? I could win.
Bad for most people and life-destroying for a few. Even the industry kind of admits that. But the reason gambling is everywhere in spite of that,
there's a chance.
There is too much money in the game benefiting the people that make the final decisions. Right?
Exactly.
Think about the states with tax revenue, the casino
big
profits.
Money. It's a big money situation. Big money. XUC $100 million.
Influencer payouts. There's a small group that gambling is incredible for. So incredible, it basically defies logic. I'm talking billions of dollars in profits. And if you want to understand why gambling is everywhere, you can't just look at the statistics. You have to look at the money. And I want to show you exactly how...
The money for it is insane, man. It's absolutely insane. The same as you won't steal a car thing that made piracy popular. Well, it's hard to steal a car. There's a bunch of complications with it. It's really hard to do that. Like, because you have to do a number of things. Like, you basically only can steal a car for parts. Especially now, because they have so many trackers and everything. So, like, you don't even want to do that. I would download a car for sure. It's not really hard. Yeah, but Kia Boys, think about the Kia Boys. They steal a car, they sell it for $150. How do you know? Because my dad taught me about it. He taught me how to steal anything. Like the thing is, whenever I was growing up, my dad would teach me how to steal anything, how to kill people with things, how to scam people, economics, how to run a company, let's see, how to avoid getting caught by police, how to detect police officers. Like this is just whenever I was a kid. Like this is me growing up. This was really, you know, like I'd be driving around 7 years old. My dad'd be like, "All right, you're gonna be able to watch for cops, and I'm gonna be driving like 90, and your job is to watch for cops. If you mess it up, we get a ticket." And I said, "Oh, you're gonna put that on me?" He says, "Yep, that's right." Yeah, I said, "I'm 9, by the way." Yeah, exactly, right? You skipped tutorial? Yeah. No, this was it. Like, and did you mess it up? No, never mess it up. Honestly, I was better at it than he was. Like he never really, I think he didn't really give a fuck, man. But he didn't really give a fuck. Like, I remember I was telling him about, like, because I knew about the stuff with Miz driving really fast before it went public. I was telling my dad about it. And I was like, yeah, man. Like, he was driving like 140 with Emmy in the car. And my dad's like, what? That's it? I was going 160 the other day down to Sean's house. Got there in 10 minutes. That's it. Yeah, he's like, you gotta really be locked in thinking about that shit. And no, that was and so like I knew all about this shit and like all these scams and everything, like how to make this money and like how to like I taught myself how to drop dice, but I never really got good at it. My dad said that his dad, my grandfather, who was like a legendary piece of shit, like you think of the biggest piece of shit of all time, and he was worse than that. And so, but he knew how to do it even better than I did or anybody did. My dad, like, this is how much my dad hated my grandfather. My dad, number one, tried to kill my grandfather. his dad, right? Like literally he had his face on a curb and like he ended up not killing him and stomping his face in, but it almost happened because they got in a fight. And then I don't remember when he died. My dad didn't even tell me. He didn't even tell me. He hated that motherfucker, bro. He hated him so much. Yep, that's it. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, no, I'm telling you, right? Like, no, because if you knew the stories, you would know why. Like, my dad was not wrong. Like, he was not wrong. Like, this dude was a degenerate.
This works with an example. This is Matthew. He's better known online as Nadeshot.
Matthew.
And recently he took a gambling deal with an offshore crypto casino.
Smart.
And
he flew over there. I remember this. I watched him do that.
Talks about the deal. I want you to notice it's a little strange. He almost seems hesitant.
Boys, we just partnered with Rootbet, and before I say anything, don't gamble, okay? You will lose.
I love this shit. I really do. I really love this. I think this is amazing. I just partnered with the company. Don't buy these things from the company. And it's so addictive that people do it anyway. That's amazing. Get it twisted. You will become a billionaire. Video? I'll watch it.
I promise you, you're going to lose. But that's why I partnered with Rootbet, so they can pay me to gamble.
So I can lose?
Oh, even when I lose, I'm still going to lose.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Some of these guys really need to come to me. Like, more of these people need to come to me for advice about stuff. Because, like, the way that you handle this is just, that's just cringe, bro. Just say, like, listen, guys. If I had to sacrifice one of y'all on the top of a Mayan pyramid and cut your heart out and roll the corpse down the steps for $1 million, I would do it. And I would be ashamed of you if you wouldn't do the same thing for me. So today, I'm beginning my partnership with this gambling company, and we're going to be doing this. We're crowdsourcing the human sacrifices. Everybody can now be sacrificed. And like, you just let them know, right? Because that's the way you say it. Like, I feel like you don't need to like, what's this dog and pony show? Like, just let them know the way it is. Just let them know, because it's just, what are the tier rewards? Yeah, exactly. But yeah, epic. Nah, exactly. And unironic excellent salesman. The thing is, no. If you go back, like I went through, I used to do this a lot. Okay, I would do this a lot. Like these people need to just ask me. They need to just ask me, because a lot of people do not know how to sell. I feel bad for Rootbet. I do, because Nadeshot comes out there limp dick, 2.5 inches. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna lose money. Don't gamble. Oh. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, we just gave you a bunch of money. You doing this? It's embarrassing. It's just embarrassing, man. Like, why would you do that?
Pretty weird to hear someone say, don't gamble, guys, while announcing a partnership with a gambling company. Nadeshot implies that he may lose money, but in fact, he later admits that it's the most money he's ever been paid.
Wow. I would have never guessed.
Is the biggest partnership that I've had in my entire career.
No, instead I think
the thing is, like, you gotta, if that's the biggest partnership, you gotta think about more ways to make money. Like, there are a lot of ways that you can make a lot of money if you have a lot of money. And if you're still trying to get and do this, like, there's a lot. There's, like, you can get into venture capital, you can do larger funds, you can get into commercial real estate. Like, I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can make. How do you turn $10 million into $20 million? It's easier to turn $10 million into $20 million, in my opinion, than it is to turn $500,000 into $1 million. That's the truth. And so, by gambling, right? No, and there's a lot of ways you can do it. The more money you have, the more money you can make because you unlock opportunities that fewer people have access to, and you can make sure to hedge your bets in a lot of cases. And bet on Google. No, it's starting to get harder, unfortunately. Well, that just means it goes from like 10 to 20, right, or from 20 to 40. Like it's still the same idea. Is it like, how do you think that these guys that have like billions of dollars, their money just goes? How do you think that happens? It's because they know how to make money.
The weirdness of this video is because Nadeshot knows pushing gambling is kind of bad for people.
Yeah.
He said so in a podcast a couple years ago.
I definitely think that people streaming on Twitch, all the crypto betting, certainly incentivizes younger kids to be more interested in crypto gambling.
Like, I don't know why everybody tries to go and bring out this thing with the kids. Won't somebody think about the kids? Like, I don't give a fuck about the kids. You got the NFL and the NBA that are trying to sell sports betting to kids. I don't want to hear about some fucking 34 or 35-year-old man gambling on a casino on a website. Nah, bro, like, Says the same thing? Yeah, it's over, bro. Crypto gambling is banned on Twitch now? Who cares? Like, crypto gambling. Like, you really think that let's say you die. Let's say you die. And you talk to Jesus, or I think it's St. Peter, it's lore accurate, at the gates of heaven, and you say, I only promoted normal money gambling and not crypto gambling. Can I get in? Do you think that Jesus would be like, oh, of course, right this way? Of course not. Of course not, bro. Of course not. Like it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
I know personally people that should not have been gambling online, but because it's so easy to gamble with crypto, they did it when they could not afford to do it, and it has not worked out well for them.
Right. Nadeshot knows personally it's bad.
Yeah.
But for the reason why he's doing it anyways, just fast forward 2 minutes in the podcast and we find out, because the host asks, a hypothetical. What if someone offered Nadeshot $100 million to promote gambling? And well, let's just say his tone changed.
I ain't turning down $100 million, bro. You got
of course. I mean, I'd take a gambling sponsor if I wanted to do it, right? If I didn't have to fucking gamble myself, sure, I would do that. Why the fuck not? The thing is that it's the same with anything. I mean, a lot of people take sponsors like this, and like, you can't get mad at people for doing this shit anymore whenever it's happening on fucking NFL and NBA. Like, really? I mean, like, and this is the problem, is that people try to hold like an influencer to a higher standard than they hold the NFL to. It's crazy. And so you have people that are given a bunch of money. Of course they're going to take the money. Absolutely. Most people would do this. It's just common sense. Sure.
Brother, I'll go on there and I'll crypto gamble 24/7, dude.
It's not a stigma now? Yeah, it's not.
At that point, man, it's the parents' fault. Hey, I'm just working over here.
Just kill them.
You're going to pay me more than LeBron?
Kill them kids.
Brother, I would be lighting up, cash on fire, gambling crypto. I would sell my soul for 100 M's. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
We should clip It's not even that much money. You're going to do that? Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of ways.
As we should send this over.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't sleep. I will be your workhorse. You want me to pump blue chews and crypto gambling? I will do it all. You got me fucked up. Them kids, dude. Fuck them kids.
Look.
Fucking based. There it is, but I'm broke. Yeah, exactly. That's a shitload of money. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, like, to sell your soul for, though? I mean, that's a lot, isn't it? I mean, like, damn. You're talking about selling your soul.
Look, I'm just going to say, you can say he's wrong for saying that. He's a bad person for saying that. But the reality is, this is why gambling is winning. The casinos have so much money, they are buying people's souls. Even people who kind of admit gambling's kind of bad.
Well, and then another reason why this happens is that, like, for example, a lot of sponsors nowadays don't want to invest money into online spaces because of controversy. So you have less big sponsors in the space, and it's like, if you're a guy like me, for example, and like you like to talk about having sex with robots, and you like to talk about, you know, like how you would put everybody in jail for just making you mad. Like, there's a lot of people that don't want to have their brand associated with that, right? Like, they're not really a big fan of it. And so gambling sponsors and like a few other sponsors really don't give a fuck. Like, alcohol sponsors do not care about this shit. They don't give a fuck. But that's why you see more of it coming into the space too, is that the endless purity testing and sponsor canceling that the community has done over creators over the years. They've done this. Like, there's been so many cancellations of creators. It's been harder for creators to get sponsors. Do you think these people are just going to go and turn down the money? Fuck no. Now all you're doing is now they're going to be going and trying to get the money from another sponsor. Because like, and I remember I realized this. I talked to like a guy about this, and I said like, well, you know, like then you won't get any sponsors if you do this. He says, for every good sponsor, there are 10 bad sponsors. That's it. And so there's never a point like my outlook now is that like I never worry about sponsors. I get tons of sponsors. It's no big deal. They might not be the most, politically correct, but who cares? Who gives a fuck? Is it worth it to take on a sponsor so you can have your own autonomy and do what you want to do because they don't care? Like, for me, absolutely it is. Absolutely, without a question. Instant trade, I would make it 1,000,000 times over. The check's still clear? Yeah, exactly. Right, it's still money. And it's the same thing. And at the end of the day, too, anybody that's actually going to dislike you because of that probably never liked you to begin with. They're just trying to control you. Do you think the wirebacks will think gambling is a good idea when they finally take over? You mean the Copperbloods? Man. I think no, because they know how to do math.
Money on the table, and Nadeshot says, hey, fuck them kids. And by the way, speaking of fucking them kids, let's talk about Drake.
Man. He's wild for that one.
Using the shot.
It isn't just streamers or influencers taking deals. It's the biggest rapper on the planet. He signed a reported $100 million deal recently with Stake, the crypto casino, which is wild. There's really no endorsement deals like that anywhere else that hit those kind of numbers. And just like Nadeshot, Drake wants you to know that, even though he's taking the money, gambling isn't for everyone. Recently, he posted an $8 million...
Gotta share my other side of gambling. Losses are so fried right now. I hope I can post a big win for you all soon, because I'm the only one that's never sent a max. These guys max once a week. See, and this is what they do, man. Like, you actually think that it's rigged. It's not rigged, bro. It's RNG.
Loss. Saying...
He was crying. No, I know. Drake would cry about... It's crazy how they will actually get so mad when they lose. They will think that it's rigged against them. And it's like, yeah, it always has been.
Share the other side of gambling.
Especially you play
now,
slots.
Maybe some of you think that's brave, but to me, I see that and go, Drake, that is the only side of gambling for most people. Yeah. If any normal person lost $8 million, their life is over and their legs are broken.
I would assume.
You're the only one with another side to this whole thing.
Yeah.
Where, to be clear, that other side is reportedly getting paid $100 million. And to be clear,
I mean, I feel like you come out 92. Would you lose $8 million to make $100 million? I would. I think that's a pretty good deal.
It's a lot of people taking these deals.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to single anyone out. Let's also take Kevin Hart, right? One of the world's smallest comedians. He pushed his draft.
And also, Kevin Hart also went to Saudi Arabia recently and did that, festival and everything. And so did Bill Burr.
Kings.
The age of purity testing is dying. The age of degeneracy is beginning to rise.
This one I find really bizarre.
Do me a favor, man. Go to the DraftKings app. Look at what I'm betting on. Look at why I'm betting on. Place your bets. All the action is here. DraftKings, Kevin Hart.
I'm not even going to ask.
That's a decent promotion, but I feel like you could do a better job. Like, you know who I really think is getting scammed? I think Stake is getting scammed. Like Miz. This doesn't even have anything to do with like that Emmy shit at all. But like, Miz signed a deal on his Instagram to do steak. And I feel like some of the skits that he did, I think he really phoned it in. I feel bad for Eddie. I do. I feel bad for Eddie and Train and X and all them, because I really think that I don't think Miz put in 100% to sell that company. It was low effort. It was. These were low effort skits. Very low effort.
Why Kevin needs you to get on DraftKings and bet. Like, the fact is he's worth a reported $450 million.
That's
but
good.
The real
That's a lot of
thing I
money.
find so gross about this is that Kevin Hart has gone on podcasts and talked about the need for financial literacy. He talked about this on Joe Rogan.
The biggest problem within our community is knowledge. We don't know. Debt is welcomed because it's celebrated. That's all we know. The knowledge isn't given. So it's not till you obtain that knowledge and understanding that you go, oh,
well, the thing is that also, like, a lot of people, financial literacy is a huge problem with, I'm assuming he's talking like our community, he's talking like black community. I'm not really sure. I don't want to imply that. It could sound weird. But, like, I think this has been a huge issue in general. Is that nobody has any financial or mathematical literacy in general. Like, I actually think that the average person doesn't know how stupid the average person is. I think the majority of people in the world could not name 10 countries on a map. The straight up real majority in the United States. I can't speak of other countries or anything, but in the United States, I think the majority of people could not name 10 countries. Really? I bet they could not even name 5, maybe. I think 5 is something I would probably bet on. But, like, I know 10. Well, no, like, find them on the map and be like, this is where this one is. This is where that one is. I don't think they could do it. You're probably right. Yeah. No, y'all don't understand. See, y'all never rated. You never did molten core. I've done molten core. I know what's at the bottom of that mountain. It's not good.
How you put money up. This is how you increase versus decrease. Oh, this is how you earn on your money. Oh, wow. I can gain wealth by investing in what? The stock world is what? How many people partake in the stock world?
And here's another one, too, that, like, this is a big one. How many people know how to leverage debt into any sort of equity, into ownership of anything? Less than 1% of the population. Less than 1% of the population know how to do that at all. And so that's another way that people that have a lot of money keep getting more and more money.
And is there a part that isn't necessarily gambling? Is there a low risk part? The information isn't there.
Yeah, Kev, maybe the information isn't there on the stock market part, which isn't gambling, because you're too busy telling them about actual gambling. Understand that Kevin Hart is not just a guy who sometimes talks about it on podcasts either. He has a whole partnership, an actual partnership with Chase Bank, where they ran a campaign to improve financial literacy. But then,
so it is about blacks. Yeah, amplify the importance of black youth financial literacy. Man.
But then Kevin goes on the side and he's pushing DraftKings, which preys on people's financial illiteracy. And while we're talking about small comedians with big bank accounts, let's talk about Joe Rogan too. And listen, I'm not trying to be high and mighty with all this stuff. I know it sounds a bit like that, but believe me, I am eye level with these guys, okay? I'm very short too. You can't tell behind the $10 million studio desk, but no offenses intended here.
We can, the editor.
We got to discuss, though, how the biggest comedians in the world, biggest, smallest comedians, are pushing DraftKings.
Well, because they're getting paid a lot of money. That's the reason why. And also, it's like, if you had $250 million, would you rather have $250 million or would you rather have $255 million? Which one? I would want the 255. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a bigger number. Yeah, it's more money. Yeah. Does it really matter at that point? Yeah.
Get a $250 million deal from Spotify. I didn't realize before this video, like, how many gambling ads he has been running recently. In the month of September alone, there were 11 DraftKings ads in 14 videos. And with
Dude, he's making so much money. Oh my God.
With Joe especially, it's weird because he's the guy who rants against big pharma's manipulative advertising.
If you can advertise, you can manipulate people and change their opinion based on theatrics.
So many.
Everyone gets a free bet.
We all want to win. Hey, let's win together.
You know what to do.
You have music and people dancing and holding hands and spinning around in a wheat field. Like, that is so manipulative. And we are subject to manipulation. And when it's something that is so important, like making critical health decisions, there's so many of these commercials. Like, so many times I'm watching television, I'm like, how many goddamn drug commercials are there?
By the way, I agree with him. We are being manipulated. But change a few words from that rant, and you could say the exact same thing about how gambling is pushed. Casinos are also manipulative. They don't advertise the actual reality where people lose. Instead, they say things like winning, cashing in, opportunity. And Joe Rogan's a part of it.
I really think that what they should do is they should have like a thing where they take the quote VIPs out of a lot of these gambling companies, and then they have a partnership with the prediction markets, and then they let people, and they make a pact with the VIPs, and they say you have to live stream yourself gambling from now on, and everybody gets to gamble on whether the person kills himself. Like, that's whenever we get into the real Black Mirror shit, right? That's whenever we get into the real dark shit. Like, then people get to watch and see how long it takes. That's dark. Oh yeah. It's at night, yeah. And so we have dystopian. Yeah, that's occasionally that's dark. No, I tell you, I got a lot of ideas. I got a lot of ideas. So many. What would we call it? Race to the bottom. I like that. Race to the bottom. I like that one a lot. That's cute. The last bet.
Every game is another chance to cash in. Don't just watch the action. Win with it. Every snap is loaded with opportunity.
Big money. There it is.
That is just as manipulative as pharma ads pushing pills that may end up addicting you. In both cases, the collateral damage are the addicts we created along the way. And I guess I have to ask, maybe people think, oh, one's worse than the other. Is there that much of a difference between a drug addict and a gambling addict? No, really, I'm asking.
I mean, I don't know, but maybe a bit. I mean, like, there's a difference, yeah, but I mean, it basically does. I mean, the same thing can happen.
It's like if you see the drug addict, you see him, he's shooting up or whatever it is, and you see him fainting, you go, oh, that poor bastard. But when you see a guy who's fully in the grips of gambling, trying to figure out how to get his money back, and he's all jazzed up with adrenaline.
See what I was saying? Get his money back? This is what I was talking about with chasing losses. This is how it happens.
Understand why?
It's just like cocaine. It's just like drug abuse. It's just like the opiate problem.
Yeah.
It's just like anything else. It could. You and I both know people who have lost their lives gambling. Okay.
Yep.
You've seen people in pool halls. You see how they get, Joe Rogan. Man. There's no difference in the drug addict and the gambling.
Oh yeah.
Addict. Not
no
at
difference.
All. No difference.
So there is no difference. Then why do we shake our head at the Sackler family and pharmaceutical execs who push pills that ruin people's lives, but somehow nobody cares we're doing a very similar thing with gambling?
Because the pharmaceutical companies aren't paying creators to advertise the drugs. Duh. That's the reason. Yet. Yeah, they should do that. I could be the first person to get sponsored by Pfizer. I'd be like, and honestly, it would be a long-term investment for me to get sponsored by Tylenol. Because if I could make more kids autistic, it could give me more viewers in the long term.
At every level of society, we are shoving this down people's throats. And it's not that I mind if people gamble individually.
I'm talking about the long game,
would
bro.
not have done it.
The long
because
game.
Everything is gambling now, from sports to entertainment to investing. It is totally inescapable. And we're moving the casino from Vegas directly into people's pockets, connecting to their bank accounts. I don't know exactly how this is going to end, but it doesn't take a genius to see where it's going to lead. Gambling is going to be a much larger problem for people and especially young men. And the saddest part is there's no amount of data or facts that I can give you that's going to stop that.
That's right.
There's just too much money at stake.
Well, it's because they're stupid. That's the reason why. And, okay, I reached out to Joe Rogan, Theo Von, Bad Friends, Nelk, Kevin Hart, Drake, and Nate Shaw for comment. Theo Von and Nelk responded for comment. What did they say? What did they say? Let's get the content. Regarding online sportsbooks or winning cash on sports, we currently work with Prize Picks. Between us, I enjoy betting very mildly on sports. It makes the games more fun, but I'm also aware of the risks they can pose, though I'm not very knowledgeable because I haven't had the same exact issues. We make sure to follow our guidelines from our sponsors, although it's worth being more intentional about emphasizing those risks to listeners. I feel like in the podcasting space, there's a decent amount of regulation in our ad reads, and I try to remember to advise our listeners that gambling may not be the right for you, but I may often forget to do that, to be honest. That's from Theo Vaughn. Just say you're going to kill him. Why not just say that? I mean, like, I don't know why would you not just say that we just going to kill him. Just say, I mean, it's going to happen. Like, I mean, I don't know why, like, people get so afraid of reality. They get so afraid of truth. And people, this is the one thing that I hate, bro. Like, I used to hate this whenever I was involved, like OTK and shit, because I would have to play footsies around with, like, you know, like what things actually are. Bro, like, just do it. Just do it. Like, why not? Theo's an addict, brother? Yeah. People can't handle the truth. Yeah, people don't know what the truth is. Nelk only affiliate themselves with legal platforms like Prize Picks and play by the rules. That's what all they say. Yeah.
Hey, come back to the bar and let me fix you a drink. The weather isn't changing anytime soon.
You know, all it would take is basic advertising rules or legislative change to put a stop to half of this stuff.
That's the thing.
Here's the problem that I think Coffee and I have, is that we expect people to go based off of logic and rationality and then make a decision based off of the conclusion that that logic and rationality led them to. But what I've learned over time is that the people that gamble and the people that get invested in this kind of stuff, they don't think like we do. They don't, it's like you can't reason a person out of a position that they didn't reason themselves into. You can't talk a person out of this. You can't make them think their way out of this because they didn't think their way into it.
Money makes the world move, Coffee. And the people who write the rules like them just the way they are.
Takes a lot of effort. That's what you think. That's what you think.
Do you really think it's worth all of this, though?
Yeah.
Like, just for a little more money?
Yeah.
Hey, you said it yourself, didn't you? It's not just a little money.
It's a lot.
It's a lot more money.
That's right.
If people would sell their soul for $100 million, well, imagine what they do for billions.
You know, maybe it is time for that drink.
Man.
You're gonna tip this time, right?
He doesn't have the money to. He doesn't have a gambling sponsor. Yeah. No gambling sponsor, so how would he be able to have the money for that? I will say, absolute cinema. Amazing, great video. Great video. Amazing. This is, bro, oh my God. He cooked. Why are you being a dick? You don't understand addiction? Addiction is, with a lot of gambling, people make a choice to start doing it. Everybody knows not to gamble. Everybody knows not to do it. If you do it, that's your decision. You did it. You did that to yourself. Nobody held your hand down and made you start doing it. There's the video. Give it a like. Give them a sub. Not everybody knows. They all know. Everybody knows. Your own life is your own fault. Yeah, bro. Like, blaming the world for why you're flopping out and crashing out and fucking up. That's not. It's just not. It's not for me, man. It's not for me. I'm just not seeing it. But this is really, I think this is the future, right? This really is the future. This is the way it's going to be. I think probably just indefinitely. The fact is that society loves to gamble. Society loves spending money. I know, I'm going to look at the JD Vance thing. Let me just finish this, though. And people that do this, right? And I look forward to the future. Yeah, a lot of people love gambling. And people do get manipulated with the sneaky ad tactics. Yeah, of course they do. But, like, there's every advertisement is trying to manipulate you. Like, I mean, whenever you really think about it, it is. And so, like, that's just the way that they're manipulating empathy with understanding. Yeah, like, I understand, like, it sucks that it happens to people, but I also understand that people do it to themselves, right? That's it. Have the same energy for druggies? Yeah, of course I do. Like, I mean, you do. People, the thing is that a lot of people are the architects of their own demise. A lot of people make decisions, and their decisions lead them to a place in life that's not advantageous or positive. And I think that once you understand that about individuals and people, then you can begin to live a world and understand about yourself too. Like, again, like I began, this is the way that I think about things. Give the video a like. Again, CoffeeZilla, we've been watching him for a long time, and I really, really love his videos. This is a great video, and I think it's honestly, like, it's very well put together. I mean, I really, this is such a well put together video. Come on, bro, you can educate people. Not everyone understands the risks. What do you mean? Like, I mean, you just have to think about it for 3 seconds. People come and go, but the slot machine never leaves. Who do you think's winning there? It's obviously rigged. It's obviously rigged. Like, I mean, what do you mean? Like, really, you just have to think about this for 3 seconds. You think about this for 3 seconds, and there are some people, bro, there are some people that are just born to be scammed. They are born to be taken advantage of. They are born to just be fucking manipulated and fucked around and treated like shit. That's what happens. That's what happens. People that are like below, like, you know, bottom 20% IQ, people like that, they just get fucked over. And you might not like that that's true, but it's true. It's a fact. And so that's it. Now everyone's ready. Yeah, everyone. A lot of people, that's just what happens to them, right? Unfortunately, yes, exactly. Life is hard. Yeah, life is hard. It's even harder when you're stupid. You got to learn from your mistakes. The way that I do it, last thing I was going to say is that the way that I handle things is that I look at everything from the lens of it being my fault. Like, I start with every outcome in my life is my fault. And then I work backwards to, in some cases, figure out, oh, okay, this one, you didn't really cause this to happen. And I think that that is a pattern of agency that everybody should adopt. Now, does that mean that everything is your fault? No, it's not. It's like a kid with cancer, it's not his fault. You know, like, let's say you have some like weird, crazy thing happen to you. Maybe it's not your fault. But I think that if you start from the position that how did I cause this to happen? What can I do to prevent this from happening? This is a position that gives you agency and control over your own life. And I think that the people that are afraid of that, the people that want to find out somebody else that's going to be the one at fault, they're the ones that are going to continue ruining their own lives. That's what they're going to do every single time. Yeah, mom and daddy got divorced. It's my fault. Well, maybe it is. I mean, sometimes kids do lead to divorce. Sometimes that's what happens. But yeah, I mean, I'm general. Either use others or get used. Yeah, exactly. And you see even like, I mean, look at these tweets, bro. 500,000. Like, just them talking about, will Trump say the N-word in November? I was trying to look at this one here. Yeah, and it's got a turkey right there. Would he do that or not? Would he call that turkey the N-word? 16% chance. I think, imagine if you get to record Thanksgiving dinner with Trump. I think this would double. It would double prediction market. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and well, people that have been abused and fell into addiction. I mean, like, yeah, there are always instances where a person is in a vulnerable state and they do something that's a bad thing. But at the end of the day, that person still makes a choice. And until you can understand that you made the choice, you can never unmake the choice and you can never fix the problem. Because if you can't fix yourself, like, you're going to be in situations where things aren't good for you. You're going to be in situations where you get taken advantage of. You're going to be in situations where things aren't fair, etc. The one thing that stays the same is that you are in that situation. And if you can't change yourself, the situations will change you. That's the way it is. Now, you might not like it. You might not think it's fair, and you're going to be right. But it's still true.